Hi YouTubies, it's me, Zachary Michael, also. And today, we're gonna learn how to say gabagool. Today, 50 Shades of Mom is gonna tell me how to say mozzarella, pepperoni, pizza. No, for real though. For real though. I know I'm being real super silly, but quite literally, this video she posted is called How to Pronounce Italian Words Properly. And then I think this is supposed to be the Italian flag, and this is spaghetti. So we're going to learn today. Will they help us pronounce linear? Hot Cheetah Girly, why are you doing this to me right now? Now why? Now what? Now why? Now why are you doing this to me? Listen, as somebody who famously mispronounces words a lot, I'm here to learn, okay? I'm here to learn because we're the learning channel. That's what we do here. Okay? I'm not saying that word, Colin. Y'all already dragged me for how I said it once. How were you a math major and can't say linear? Well, I just said it, didn't I? Yes, we're a pissing, shitting, farting, and learning channel. Okay, you can't say that I say Illinois wrong. Dion? I probably do say Dion wrong. Listen, my ex taught me how to say the names of all the twice girlies.
Say it. Sentient.
Sentient. Thanks for the bits, Jamie. Thanks for the bits, Rem Job Shart. Zach regretting this being the video of the day. No, for real. Okay, I have lived in Illinois my whole entire fucking life, except for 2 years that I lived in Indiana for grad school. I need you all to leave me alone about that one. I need you all to leave me alone about that one, okay? I'm a Central Illinois girl, you wrong? Girl, I grew up in Central Illinois myself. West Central Illinois. Y'all are irritating. Y'all are so irritating. Okay, Brick Bulbashart. I know that's right. I'm a Central Illinois girl too, and Zach is right. Say that. Say that. So anyways, we're all here to learn today, and Kiera is our teacher, okay? 50 Shades of Mom is gonna teach us. She's gonna teach us a thing or two about a thing or two. Alright. Illinois is for people who say milk. No, it's not. No. Milk is actually, from my experience, a Wisconsin thing. These girlies moved to my hometown from Wisconsin when I was younger, and they all said milk, and everybody was like, girl, you're drinking what? Milk? I say milk. But also, the other thing you need to know is that it's really just about, like, can I understand what you're trying to say? That's what I've always said, you know? Like, sometimes it is funny when somebody mispronounces stuff. Like, it's just a hee hee ha ha. But ultimately, the whole point of communication is just that we understand each other. So, as long as you understand what I'm trying to say, and I understand what you're trying to say, then we're good. You know, you feel me? You feel me? You feel me now, Mr. Krabs? This will all feel like small potatoes. Me trying to sound out the phonics like I didn't teach kindergartners how to say their phonics once upon a time. I think I gotta know who to say spaghetti. I think I gotta know who to say spaghetti. See, I can do it too. See, I can do it too. My dad said Warsh all the time back in the day. Is she Italian American? Italians be on their ass. I think she claims Italian heritage. Her family's from Long Island, I think. I can't remember if they're from Long Island or Staten Island. They're from some island. Not from Italy. Y'all been to Italy before? I've been a couple times. It's crazy what'll happen if you click play. Now, Colin, I'm gonna need you to shut your mouth when you talk to me. I'm joking. I'm joking. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? If you're ready. Oh yes, the famous Italian region of Staten Island. Girl, I don't know shit about fuck. I think we've established that. I've been to New York City and I didn't know where I was half the time, okay, Diva? So leave me alone. Staten Island is full of Italians though. See, you could tell me whatever. Anyways, thanks for putting 69s in the chat. Thanks for helping us get to Divas. Yep, Yep, Thank you. Yes. Your 69s have been accepted. We're going to put the captions on, so in case we don't understand what she's saying, we can read what she's saying. And let's get to. Wait, did I? Oh, God. This stupid Glanch.
Today, you guys,
we are gonna speed her up just a little bit. Ignore the feet on the side of the video. Ignore the feet on the side of the video, okay?
Talk proper Italian. Today, you guys, we're gonna talk proper Italian.
If she doesn't come on here fully speaking Italian, like, let's be so serious. Hey, your foot fetish is crazy. See, here are the things, that I wish people on the internet just, like, continued to have a hee ha ha and speculate about me. I wish people would speculate that I have a foot fetish. That's so unharmful. That's so unharmful. The things I read about myself today, from FFG's Chinians, crazy. FFG's Chinians, crazy. Anyways.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kiera, if you are new. And today I wanted to sit here and have a little bit of fun. I wanted to have fun because I feel like a lot of fun is made on me. And it's okay. It's completely fine. But I know a lot of times
It's okay. It's completely fine. It's completely fine.
Judged by the way that I say.
Did they say you have a fat booty? No, that'd be a fucking lie. I think y'all saw my dancing. There ain't no booty.
Words. I wanted to do a little bit of a backstory. So I was born and raised and grew up majority of my life on Long Island, which is an extension of New York. I grew up in a very Italian home. Both of my parents come from full Italian families. So we spent all of our lives doing nothing but celebrating Italian American culture. So I grew up my whole life saying words specific ways and celebrating things specific ways. I wouldn't change a thing about my heritage and how I grew up. I feel like my memories are so fond, and majority of them come from the holidays. I was very inspired to do this video as Christmas had just passed. I was kind of hoping to put this out even earlier because
The fuck does this have to do with Christmas? The fuck does this have to do with Christmas? I love that Willow showed up just in time for the Long Island discourse, because Willow Davis, famously from New Jersey, which has no relation. It's close. It's nearby. Willow, I pulled up a Willow Davis clip earlier on the stream. You missed it.
We wanted to go over a lot of words specific to Christmas time and the holidays and foods that I grew up on, especially like my dad's mom always did Christmas Eve. So we would always go over to my dad's mom's house, and on Christmas Eve is the night of the 7 fishes. So you're not supposed to eat meat on Christmas Eve. So for all of the dinner and the food that was put out, it was just nothing but a variety of different fish dishes and things like that. And we're going to go over some of the words and the food and the things that were served there. And then right at midnight, my grandmother would bring out the sausage and like fresh rolls and shredded lettuce and vinegar. I don't know. It's like,
I love a midnight sausage. I love going down on a midnight sausage.
A thing that you put your sausage on the roll with your lettuce and your vinegar, and you eat like a sausage sandwich at midnight because now you're allowed to eat meat. So we would always stay at my grandma's till past midnight so we can celebrate all the traditions, and then we would go home and we'd go to sleep and we'd get up and we'd celebrate our own Christmas, and then we would go to my mom's mom where she
says the vegetarian divas. I ate meat in Maine. I'm so sorry. I ate meat last night. I forgot to tell you all, I was supposed to go to dinner with a friend last night, and I did go. I did go to dinner with a friend last night, but I almost forgot.
He hosted Christmas Day. And if I had a video camera attached to my memories, I wish I could roll footage to you guys of the things that I remember from that time. But I have some of the sweetest memories.
An FFG... Wait, what, Carly? An FFG fan saw Zach at a grocery store in Illinois yesterday. She told them how cool it was to him in person, but didn't want to be a douche and bother them and ask them for photos or anything. Zach said, "Oh, like you're doing now?" The FFG fan was taken aback, and all she could say was, "Huh?" But Zach kept cutting them off and going, "Huh, huh, huh," and closing their hands shut, and the front of FFG fan's face. What? Is that a copy pasta from something that sounds familiar?
Like sitting around the table for all the different courses. My mom's mom was very anal about having her table set and reset for every course. So you started off with a
anal during Christmas in front of my salad
cocktail, and then we did all of the antibast. Once all of the antibast was done, then we would bring out
antibast. See, she's got to start these lessons now. What is antibast?
The meatball soup. Once we had the meatball soup, we would have the pasta, and then believe it or not, you take a break from the pasta and we would have dessert because, you know, you obviously need a moment for a sweet treat, and then we'd all go downstairs and open up presents, and that would last till the wee hours of the morning, and then we would take a break, or once we were done opening presents, we had worked up an appetite, we'd go back upstairs and have like the dinner, the filet mignon, the mashed potatoes, the all of that, like the actual meal, and that was always like, again, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd all go home wiped and just veg for the day after Christmas. So I have so many.
We'd all go home wiped? Well, I hope you're wiping after you go to the bathroom.
Memories, but that was your backstory pretty much just into what really inspired this video and me wanting to come and speak to you guys, because I know if you are from a home where you spoke a different language there at home, not that we spoke Italian in our home because we did not. My grandfather did speak Italian, but we didn't speak that fluently inside of our house. But if you came from a Spanish home or a French home, a German home, like, and you spoke another language inside of your home, you know, you may say words differently than how an American who's not part of your culture would say that word.
Well, girl, so what you're saying is you're not you don't speak Italian, is what I hear you saying.
And so I find it a little funny sometimes how I have comments or people say things or bets are made on what words I'm going to say during my videos as far as whether or not I'm going to pronounce words certain ways.
Did we ever do a bet of if she was gonna say regat? Is this fucking play about us? Damn, girly, you're not first gen American Italian. No, it doesn't sound like it. Does her shirt say...
Not just a side.
Oh, I didn't mean to play. Does her shirt say mozzarella properly? I think it says properly. I don't know. It's hard to tell because her hair's covering it up.
During my videos as far as whether or not I'm going to pronounce words certain ways. I did not just decide to say mozzarella, okay? I'm even wearing my shirt that says mozzarella, properly pronounced as mozzarella, right? Because...
Well, that's not even how you're saying it. Mozzarella? You're not even saying it how it's spelled on the shirt. Also, this is her merch. You can't necessarily see it because it's cut off right there on my screen, but it says 50 Shades of Mom right there, just in case. It's 50 Shades of Mom merch. But that's a mozzarella is what she's saying?
Because I didn't just decide to say that, okay? All of my friends and family and everybody I grew up around, we didn't just decide to say that. It's how you're raised. It's the culture. It's where you come from. It's how your parents said it and how your grandparents said it and how you heard everybody around you always say these things. And so I have a list of words.
That might be true. I really don't know. How do Italians say mozzarella? Maybe she's right.
What is up, guys? Buongiorno. This is Julian, the guy who makes pronunciation videos here on YouTube, and we are looking at how to pronounce the name of this typical Italian type of cheese that is so juicy, so creamy, so delicious. We are looking at how to pronounce
so juicy, so creamy, so delicious.
With the typical Italian pronunciation, the name mozzarella. Mozzarella. You do want to insist on the double letters, the double Z or double Z, and the double L. And you do want to insist on the E, on the L part. Overall, mozzarella. Mozzarella. It'd be fine in English or American to simply say mozzarella. Mozzarella. You do want to insist on the E real strongly. Mozzarella. If you want to learn how to pronounce all of the typical Italian produce, the types of pasta, of different cheeses, and much more, here are many more videos that you should watch next. I'll leave you to it, and I will see you soon in the...
How do Italian American versus Italian food pronunciations?
Italian American versus Davot. Mamma mia. Italiano vero. Yamonin. Gavadils. Gavadils. No, che stai dicendo? Non capisco. Gavadils. Ah, basta, Gavadils. Cavatelli. Cavatelli. Manigot. No. Molto giorno. I swear. Non sto capendo cosa stai... Che sia? La pasta... What? Ah, il manigot. Yeah. Roma, come dici tu, mi fai venire un vuoto a stomaco, mi sa che tu sai. Okay. Norkies. Norky. I want some Norky tonight. No, che sono Norky? Norky? So serio. La pasta...
Italian Americans' way of saying things also come from older regional accents, usually from southern Italy a long time ago. This is a rage bait video. We have heated rivalry at home. Okay, no offense. I haven't even watched Heated Rivalry, but I have seen the two men, and these two men have nothing on that. Yeah.
Shane Demare for the Staten Island Advance, and on Staten Island, people think they know how to pronounce Italian words. So we are pronouncing Italian words in Italy from true Italian people. I think we're going to be a little disappointed. Number one.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Bra.
Cannoli.
Cannoli, not ganol.
Cannoli.
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 I've heard ganol.
Okay, so it seems she needs to be clear that it's like something she grew up doing as an Italian American, not necessarily like the proper way to say Italian words. You know? But yeah, it sounds like this is what works for her and her family. She does specify that sometimes.
Words. I'm going to pop the word up on the screen so you guys can see the spelling of the word, whether it's the Italian spelling, the Americanized spelling. It's how the word is officially spelled. And then I'll tell you in our family how we were raised to say those words. And in my opinion, it is the proper way to say these Italian words. So let's go ahead and get started. So obviously the most obvious is right there, that mozzarella. Everybody calls it a mozzarella stick. They have mozzarella cheese on their pizza and they put mozzarella with their tomatoes and their balsamic and basil when they make a caprese. And it is not mozzarella, and no Italian will let you say that. It is...
Okay, no Italian American. No Italian American in your family. But it sounds like Italians will say mozzarella.
mozzarella. Always mozzarella. And when you say it, you kind of have to put your fingers together.
You
It helps
don't.
you say the word.
You
so if you just
don't
say
have
mozzarella,
to.
it doesn't really come out right. But if you want to say it properly, you say mozzarella. And
This feels like she's doing a caricature of an Italian.
it comes out right. This helps. I promise. Okay. This is my favorite, and I'm
Isn't that the thing that people do to make fun of Italians? Like, gabagool. Like,
teased for this word, but the name for you guys is ricotta. The name for me is ricotta or ragut. My parents just said ragut. Growing up, it was macaroni and ragut on Fridays. I don't know what it is. You know, a little slang in there. Sometimes we abbreviate some things, but
for you guys is really condescending. For you guys. For you.
ricotta is the way it's pronounced, and even further slang, again, my family said ragut.
Ragut.
Okay, this is even something, even myself sometimes I'm guilty of. A lot of people say it almost the way that it's spelled. This is the soft ball of mozzarella cheese that has like a creamy, like a stracciatella on the inside. It's like a creamy cheese inside this ball of mozzarella. And so written for the word, it's burrata, but...
What does an Italian frog say? I don't, what does an Ragut? Ragut.
Pronounced properly, it's burrata. Like a boo, like boo. It's Halloween, right? Burrata. So burrata, I love that stuff. It's so good with tomato on my toast with a little bit of like spicy honey and some balsamic glaze. So good. Okay, so this one always makes me laugh because there are plenty of people, I feel like most of the time it's younger people who read this word and don't really know, but you can write or pronounce Parmesan two different ways. So there's a standard way that I'm going to put on the screen right now. That's Parmesan, right? That's the way some people can say it, but it's just...
Parmesan? No one says Parmesan, surely.
Parmesan, that's their sprinkle of your cheese on top of your pasta. But then there's also, I'll write it here for you, but that's the Parmesan. That is how you do your meatballs, your chicken. That's when you put the sauce and the mozzarella on top.
Right,
And you bake
those are two different things. Those are, in fact, two different things.
it in the oven and it comes out all gooey and yummy. That's your Parmesan version of that dish, okay? All right, we're gonna...
Not Parmesan being Onision's cousin. No, it's Parmigiani. Wasn't that something that Eric Cook didn't know? Wasn't that an old Eric Cook reference? He was like, I don't know what Parma... The Eric Cook expert is in the chat. Willow, isn't that an Eric Cook reference? Parmigiani? Chicken Parmigiani? Or something.
One I think is probably up there with #1 most not properly pronounced words besides your mozzarella, and that would be prosciutto. So most people say prosciutto or prosciutto. Those
Prosciutto? Are people saying prosciutto? Some of this has to be rage bait, right? You've heard people say prosciutto?
that's pronouncing every letter properly, but the proper pronunciation of that is just prosciutto. Bruschetta, I love that as well. I think most people say that properly. I put that in the list just because I think that is still something that could be pronounced improperly, but for the most part, I feel like I hear that said somewhat properly, and bruschetta is the tomato-like salsa that a lot of times is served on those little pieces of bread, and it'll have melted cheese on it sometimes too. It's super, super delicious. And it's...
Does she speak Italian? No. She started this video saying that maybe her grandparents once upon a time spoke Italian, but that she does not.
Usually served as an appetizer at most Italian restaurants. Okay, this one is funny to me, and it's only because my own bestie says this in a silly way, but I'm going to put it on the screen. I know she says gnocchi, but the proper pronunciation is gnocchi. It is a delicious pasta that I absolutely love. Jake loves the one that comes with the gorgonzola.
Is she dragging Vanessa? Is that the bestie? Is that the bestie in question? Is that the bestie in question?
Cheese from Trader Joe's, but the proper pronunciation of that is gnocchi. All right, so our next word, I'm going to put that on the screen for you, and that is bolognese. So a bolognese is a very heavy meat sauce.
Girl, it's bolognese. I'm joking. I'm rage baiting.
I almost feel like my meat sauce that I make is a little different. My mom makes more of a traditional marinara sauce when she makes hers, or my grandfather would say a marinade, but hers has like pieces of meat that she cooks in it. She'll make like whole pieces of sausage, whole meatballs, whole braciole, and then she'll stick those inside of the sauce while it's cooking, and then
respectfully, I didn't ask for your mom's recipe. I just want to know how to speak Italian like you. There are tons of regional dialects and differences in language across Italy. Lots of different folks came to the US, many, like my family, poor. And this is Itaglish was born. Oh, this Itaglish was born. I got you. Yeah, I don't doubt that this is how her family talks to one another. And also, for the most part, all of the ways that she's pronounced things. What is my problem? See, I don't even know how to talk. All the ways that she's, like, talked about pronouncing things, like, I understand what she's saying. I think it's like her delivery that is so fascinating to me personally. Like this concept, this idea that her way to say it is the right way. Whereas like we probably could have a more nuanced conversation, or she could have a more nuanced conversation of like, this isn't even necessarily how actual people living in Italy say it, but like this is just how language evolved for people who immigrated to the United States from Italy. But here we are. Claiming your way of speaking is the correct way is somewhere on the pipeline of generalizing and disliking large swaths of people. I mean, yes, I get what you're saying, and also I don't know that that's like, I don't know that that's where she's going with this. What is this? Really wish people would leave my name out of their mouth. She gnocchi my bolognese till I'm a chini de pepe. I think Kiera frankly just wanted to feel superior when she sat down to film this. It does. There is like that's what I'm trying to get at, is like there feels like an air of maybe unintentional superiority to it, but like yeah, the you guys, it's just like really condescending.
And she'll pull it out, and her sauce is still like just sauce, and then out of the sauce came the body of meat that gave it flavor. When I make my meat sauce, it's more of a bolognese, to where it has ground sausage, ground meat in it. I put chopped onions and garlic. A traditional bolognese also has peppers in it, which I don't put in my sauce, but that's pretty much the only difference. Otherwise, it's a very heavy, hearty meat sauce, and it's delicious. So this one I think also said definitely more like it's written, so I'm gonna put that on the screen. I feel like most people say this as fusilli. This is vagioles. It's actually my favorite pasta next to gavadils. Vagioles are the pasta that is long like spaghetti, but it's in the squiggly corkscrew shape.
Vagines, virginta.
There's just something about the flavor of that pasta that is so good. And growing up, my mom would make me the vagioles with the ricotta, and it was like my favorite meal. Like I said, we did macaroni and ricotta for at least a meal a week. It is hands down one of my favorite dishes. I will link the video where I shared how my mom makes hers. It's just so yummy and so creamy and so delicious, and it's so good on vagioles. But definitely up there with one of my favorite pastas. Okay, so funny story with this word. I'm going to put it on the screen. But when we lived in South Carolina, there was a brand new Italian restaurant that had opened around the corner from us. And I was so excited to go there because they were serving like baked pasta dishes. It wasn't just pizza and subs. It was like baked pasta. And I was so excited.
Mommy, can I have the vagine ragut? Get out of here.
See like what they were going to have. And so when I go there, I go to the counter and I see like their menu, and I say, can I have an order of your menegut? And they say, what? And I say, menegut. I see you have baked menegut on your menu. May I have that, please? And the lady is looking at me like I'm speaking a foreign language, which apparently I was. And so she says,
how dare this Italian restaurant not pronounce the name of the food the way that I do, an Italian American.
I don't think we serve that here. And so I point to the menu and she says, oh, you want the baked manicotti? Okay, sure, I got that for you. And inside, my Italian ancestors were rolling over because that is manigot. I guess.
And see, this is the part. And see, this is the part. And see, this is the part, Miss Ma'am. Ma'am, this is the like superiority complex moment situation type of deal. This is why you're rubbing people the wrong way. And I'm just saying this as a form of trying to give you feedback that would be helpful to hear the next time you go into an Italian restaurant and try to do all this. Italian American here that took Italian in school and has been to Italy. This is kind of painful. I understand that later generations shorten words, but why act like this is the only way to speak? For sure. For sure. Yeah, again, it's definitely like regional dialects, things like that. Like, I understand fully. One of my good friends I used to talk to all the time about, like, they really helped me kind of like change my thoughts and feelings about, like, even in responding to ways that like Amber Lynn would mispronounce words, because really it just matters that we understand each other. And I think that that's like the part of this that's like missing, is because it's like you clearly knew why the woman didn't understand what you were saying, and you just kept purposely repeating it because you just wanted to like put yourself out there as being like, well, this is the right way to say manicotti. You know, like girl, if the whole point is that you just want to order this dish, then just like say what you know you need to say to get the dish ordered.
Maybe it's that slang off that rigot, but it is not manicotti. You cannot say manicotti. It is manigot. Okay, this one's good. This one's real good. Okay?
And on top of that, didn't we just watch that wasn't that one of the words in the clip where the guy was like, no, it's manicotti?
So I'm gonna put it up on the screen. This is a dried Italian ham. It is probably one of, again, my most fond memories of that Christmas time, because like I said, my grandmother used to love all those courses. And so after the fruit cocktail,
well, and that's the other thing about like language evolving and things like that is like, even if this is how Italians pronounce it, right? Like, if the majority of Americans have taken these words and like said them differently, like I understand why you would care about where like the original version came from, right? Like I think it's real cringe for sure when people say like quesadilla or whatever, you know. But like, end of the day, this is all just about making sure you get the food that you want. And a majority of Americans, I think, know the word is manicotti or mozzarella. And so it's just like, you clearly know that too. You're making this whole ass video about it. You clearly know it. Imagine if this video had been a cooking video where she talked about these fond memories. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I actually do know that like some of this stuff, because when she says mozzarella the way she does in her previous videos, she's talked about that, how that's just how she says it.
The antipasto. And so the antipasto is slang for antipasta. So that's your before your meal, right? Your appetizer, your antipasto. That's what comes before the pasta, before the meal.
Also, just to be clear, she just said that antipasto is slang. So it's also, we're not even necessarily talking about like the proper thing, right? Unless I misunderstand, like, unless she's saying that slang is like the correct word.
So we would have veggie trays, and then we would always have these trays that had like marinated red peppers and the stuffed peppers and the marinated eggplant and like all the jarred things that you can get on the shelf. Jarred marinated mushrooms. Like if my grandmother could get her hands on it in the Italian section where they sold stuff in jars, it was on these platters, right? And then we would have a platter of meat. And so on it would be your pepperoni, your provolone, and then
I'm anti-lolcow bus for sure.
this, which some people will call it capicola. We called it gabagool. And even it made me laugh too, because that, when I looked it up just to check the proper spelling of everything so like it pops up on the screen.
I didn't know that was an actual thing. Wait, I didn't know gabagool was an actual thing. I legitimately thought it was a way that people may just make fun of Italians. You guys, I didn't know that was an actual thing. Wait.
Laugh too, because that, when I looked it up just to check the proper spelling of everything so like it pops up on the screen for you, it said that the people who made it the most popular calling it gabagool was Tony Soprano from The Sopranos, because that is, he made it familiarized to other people other than Italians, because obviously that show was more popular than just the Italian community watching it, and so a lot of people got onto how Italians will call that, and so that is called gabagool. And then that would be also alongside of this word, which is...
I did know that it was connected to The Sopranos. I've never watched The Sopranos for what it's worth. I did know that it was connected to that. And I thought that was just something that Tony Soprano said was gabagool or something. I didn't know it was... I didn't know.
a sopressata, which is, again, both of them are like salami and pepperoni. They're just dried, cured pork products. Like even that capicola, that comes from capo means head and the cola means neck. So it's basically just telling you like...
So you can say it capicola. So you can say it capicola. You don't have to call it gabagool. Okay, what is this, Jamie?
Buongiorno, we are looking at how to pronounce the name of this type of Italian charcuterie. We're going to be looking at how to say more interesting, delicious Italian food names as well. So make sure to stay tuned and consider subscribing for more food learning. How do you say it? Capicola. Capicola. Pretty straightforward. Once you know, capicola. And now you know.
Gabagool. Sounds a lot like gabagool.
Italian food names whose pronunciations aren't exactly always.
You're eating the pork parts, which is pepperoni, hot dogs, salami, all of that. It's all the pork products pushed together and then cured into a stick. And so I just remember that. Like I remember the platters with all the meat, and I remember being taught like, oh, this is gabagool, this is a sopressata, this is, you know, your pepperoni and your provolone, and then we would have the rolled up salami and the rolled up ham, and it was just... It's also so delicious. Okay, here's one that's really, really fun. This is strufoli. So I'll put this on the screen for you. Some of you may know it as honey balls, but it is dough traditionally made during this time. My Aunt Liz makes great strufoli. It is so good. But it's just a sweet batter that you make into these little balls, and then you deep fry it, and then when it comes out, you coat it in honey and put it on sprinkled with like these little colorful sprinkles on top of it. I've recently been obsessed with the Mike's Hot Honey, and
honey is stored in the balls. Honey, the balls.
Really wondered what strufoli would be like if I put the Mike's Hot Honey on it and did a complete twist on the normal Italian dish. That might be something, stay tuned, that might be something you guys see. Speaking of cookies, my mom's favorite cookie is a pignoli cookie. So a pignoli cookie is just a pine nut cookie. So the pine nuts are the pignolis that are inside of this pignoli cookie. So I'll put the name of that on the screen, but my mom loves pignoli cookies, and during like Christmas time, whenever we get platters of cookies, if the pignoli ones are there, they usually put them on top because pine nuts are very delicate. So they'll put the like pine nut cookies on top of those platters. My mom's the first one to like put her hand in and grab those pignoli cookies. She absolutely loves those. So coming back to Christmas Eve,
Eve, when I said it's like the night of the 7 fishes, the amount of seafood that my grandmother would put out on this table was insane. We would have every kind of clam. I think that's why I really miss the clams on Christmas Eve, and I really look for them everywhere that I've lived. I already said to my mom, like, hands down, when I go down, please make sure that you have our baked clams. I just love them and I miss them, and it's that tradition of being home in that atmosphere of that Christmas Eve warmth where we had all these family, and my dad had a large family, so like it would be a lot of us there that celebrated. And again, we would have this table full of all this food. So my grandmother would have her different kinds of clams, clams on the half shell, the baked clams. We would do mussels, every kind of shrimp. So like raw shrimp, fried shrimp, little popcorn shrimp. My uncle used to make like a breaded stuffed shrimp that he was known for, like big giant shrimpies in the platter, and all of that stuff I pretty much liked. I would eat the shrimp and the clams and that kind of stuff, but I was not one for, I'll put the name on the screen for you. Some of you may say it as calamari, but for us that's galamad, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do the squid. I can't do the octopus. I can't do it. I can't.
Some of you some of you may say calamari.
And my grandmother, she got to the point where she would have to make a pasta dish that like was just plain sauce and did not have like the galamad or anything in it, because I wouldn't eat it. Like I can't. I don't know why. I just can't get into it. And I want it on the table though. Like I want it there because it screams Christmas Eve. It screams the night of the 7 fishes. It's the table full of goods. So like I want it there visually, but I don't want to eat it. And I don't really want to smell it either, but I don't want to eat it. But big in my family was the galamad and also the scungil. The scungil is the octopus and the galamad is the squid. I believe that's how that goes. Don't quote me on that for sure because I don't eat it, so I don't know. But I know that it used to be on the table, and I know that it would be there, and I could smell it, and everybody would be yumming it up and eating it and putting it all on the plate.
When you all go and write your reports about how to speak Italian properly, don't quote Kiera. Don't do it.
My grandmother, the pasta that she would make, like it even had breadcrumbs in it. Don't ask me why. Why does your pasta have breadcrumbs in it? I do not know. But there was like breadcrumb crumbs in it and like the galamad and the stuff. It wasn't for me. So no galamad, no scungil, no. I'll take my shrimp, I'll take my baked clams, but no. I say no to the rest. That's a no. And then the last one I'm going to leave onto is my #1 favorite pasta of all time. I just bought it from a Restaurant Depot, and a giant case of it, and I am a little bit upset because it was a 45-minute drive home, and we also stopped for something to eat, and then we filmed. So it's like an hour and 15 minutes, and because it's fresh dough pasta, it defrosted and it all stuck together. And so now I have bricks of these inside of my freezer, and I've like broken off a little piece of it and boiled it and tried to make pasta, but it's not quite the
It's almost like maybe you could have considered that when you drove an hour and a half away or whatever.
same, but I'll put the name on the screen. Some of you may say cavatelli, but for us it is gavadils, and it is, like I said, my all-time favorite pasta. It is actually made from the ricotta. Like the dough itself is made with ricotta cheese, and so these are considered like ricotta rolled pasta dough. Like the whole dough and everything is made like that.
Does she actually speak Italian like fluent? No, she's from an Italian-American family. So no, she doesn't speak any Italian, actually. She has, I think her grandparents might have.
And they just kind of make these little shavings that roll up, and then you boil them, and it tastes so delicious. It makes the pasta like moist and flavorful and so good. And it is my absolute favorite, and it is definitely something that I grew up with that was like a staple for us when we had pasta. My brother hates it now, so when I go home, I purposely make my mom make it just to annoy my brother because he's not a fan. But I love it so much. But yes, gavadils up there with my favorite pasta. All right, you guys, so that's it. Yes, gavadils up there with my favorite pasta. All right, you guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you laughed and giggled and had some fun with me while we sat.
I laughed and giggled, Diva. We laughed and giggled.
And talked Italian words. I really just wanted to rib on everybody. I even had somebody that stopped watching me because I said something back to her in the comments. She said that's it, she was done watching me, she was going to unsubscribe, but it was all over me saying the word gyro. I know it makes some Greeks like roll over because for them it's a euro. I get it, but that's not how we said it growing up. Nobody on Long Island, nobody anywhere, nobody I know calls it that. It was a gyro my whole life. So if you're not going to say mozzarella, then I don't have to say euro. You know what I mean? If you're
She said, you know what I mean?
You're not going to say ricotta and you're going to say ricotta every time. I'm going to say gyro every time. And so I would never come after anybody. I'm going to do a Mexican version of this because one of my friends at work is Mexican, and we joke so often about some of these words. Like, she made me laugh, and this is one of the things that spawned like us doing the Mexican version because
well, no. girl, you are not Mexican. Why would you do a Mexican version? What? I have a Mexican friend at work. What? This is why you can only see 12 comments under this video.
So we're talking about lemons and limes, and in like Mexican, they're both limon. So I was like, Rocky, what is this? And she's like, well, that's a limon. And I was like, okay, it's a lemon. Yeah, okay, I can get it, limon, and that makes sense. And then I was like, okay, well, Rocky, what is this? And she was like, that's a limon. I'm like, that's a lime. How is it the same thing? They don't taste the same. They don't look the same. One is yellow, one is green. Like, they're not even the same size. One is round and small. One is a little bit larger and oval. Like,
I love speaking Mexican. Speaking in Mexican. Kiera, girl, what the fuck? Wait, what? Wait. Oh, wait, when did I turn off the captions, by the way? Wait.
lime words. Like, one of my friends at work is Mexican, and we joke surgeon because we were talking about lemons and limes, and in like Mexican, they're both limon.
In Mexican, they're both limon.
So I was like, Rocky, what is this? And she's like, well, that's a limon. And I was like, okay, it's a lemon. Yeah, okay, I can get it, limon, and that makes sense. And then I was like, okay, well, Rocky, what is this? And she was like, that's a limon. I'm like, that's a lime. How is it the same thing? They don't taste the same. They don't look the same. One is yellow, one is green. Like, they're not even the same size. One is round and small. One is a little bit larger and oval. Like, how is it the same thing? And she started laughing, and she was like, that's just what we say. And I just think it's funny because anytime, like, there's any kind of Mexican word or a Mexican name, Rocky uses that, like, I don't want to say that accent. It's not a slang. It's not an accent. Like, she uses her proper pronunciation that she grew up.
She uses that accent? What are you saying, Diva?
With her whole life, the way that she says it. So just because I don't say, you know, I might say jalapeno and she says, no, it's a jalapeno. You know what I mean? Like, for her, it's different because that's how she was raised to say it. And so she wants to sit down with me and do a Mexican version of this, and I am all about it because I think it is so, so funny because, again, I literally lost a subscriber because they said it made them cringe when I said that way.
Girl, this video makes me cringe, just to be clear. Girl, this makes me cringe, just to be clear.
And I said, well, if it makes you cringe, why are you watching me? I don't cringe when somebody else says something that I say differently. None of us should be criticized about the way that we speak. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. That's the reason.
Not how she was raised to say it. It's Spanish. Yeah, I do want to say, I think it's a little bit different because you're talking about actual words in Spanish. She just said it about the waitress. No, that's true. She was also literally just criticizing the waitress for not understanding her accent or her manigot or whatever.
Why that phrase is as old as time is because anybody can say things that are different. That's how they say it. It's how they grew up. I moved here I moved to the South and said I would never once say y'all, and I say it more times than necessary now. I think that's why my go-to for you guys is you guys. All right, you guys. Hey, you guys. I'm back, you guys. Why? Because it's got to be you guys. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to be rude, but this is giving check your privilege. Most of us grow up with unique family culture, but we are embarrassed about it. For her to think that everyone has to accommodate her tells me that either she was very sheltered growing up or she just got main character syndrome. Plus, language is all about us trying to understand each other. Try dating someone from a different culture or country. It'll open your mind. Yeah, it's very much like the world revolves around Kiera. Very much is giving that.
I'm Italian. I'm from New York. It's got to be you guys. They ain't no y'all. Can't be. I've been in the South so long, it just comes out. So either way, I hope you guys had a little fun hanging out with me, making fun, poking, saying some Italian words properly the way that I was raised. Comment down below. Let me know how you say.
That's what you should focus on. That's what you should focus on. It's like, oh, in my family, I grew up. We made these recipes, and these are the words that we used for these things.
Things differently than everybody else, and how you don't care. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Give this video a huge thumbs up, hype it up, do all the things, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao. I never heard her say ciao to end a video. I never heard her end a video with ciao before. She said we really got to pull out. We really got to pull out the God, I wish I could get rid of the toenails in my I'm so sorry that I'm so sorry. Check your DMs, bestie, you'll enjoy it. In the video, Kiera mentioned some hate comments. Kel's Purple Pros pulled these comments, and I fear they're hilarious and worth visiting after the video. Okay. Oh, okay. Every time I hear you say gyro kit, I cringe. It is pronounced euro. He. Here in New York, it's not how they say it. Sorry I make you cringe saying things I've said my whole life, but even the guy on the corner of my mom's block with a Euro truck says it the way I do, so maybe just accept that people say things differently. How you say Euro annoys me. The G is silent, but I love your videos. LOL. It said Euro, not gyro, whatever. Just like the way people say mozzarella annoys me. Definitely a dialect thing and where you were raised. It will always be a gyro to me. Thanks for watching. Right, she should accept that the woman at the restaurant just doesn't say things the same way as her. Only I can correct people and tell people the proper pronunciations. I wonder if she'll fight me in the comments too. It seems like she wants it both ways. Yeah, it says the one who says regat, seriously. You pronounce the words just beautiful. I live in Massachusetts, but born in Italy. Love your channel. Great job hearing your beautiful stories. Love this video. I grew up in Staten Island. I think that's why I was drawn to your channel. You have no explanation to give anybody. This is just the way we were raised. And you're exactly right. The way we pronounce things. I'm Italian as well. Love your channel. Keep doing you as always. Your friend Don Buturler, Berturla Holder. Well, this is your handle says Alan Holder. You on your husband's YouTube account? In one breath, she says she's annoyed at the way other people say things, and in the same breath, she says you shouldn't care how I say things. No, you're exactly right. She doesn't need to explain, and yet she logged on to Al Gore's internet to talk for 30 minutes about why she's objectively correct. I love this. You are awesome. Yay, I've been waiting for you to do this video. Love it. I could listen to you talk Italian all day. I love hearing the proper pronunciation. I'm born and raised in the South, and so that means I have a heavy Southern accent. I was made fun of all of my life for my Southern dialect, so I hated it in my youth, but now I love it and embrace it. I love this video. My hubby is Italian, and I'm from the South. His mom always made me repeat certain words. I learned gnocchi from you and Vanessa. Well, Vanessa doesn't say it right, so you shouldn't learn from her. And mozzarella and ricotta, I hear your voice when I see those words. Cool. Well, true, she's also not speaking Italian, she's just saying Italian words. Love this video. We pronounced everything the same way and still do. Oh, the Christmas memories. I felt the same way as a kid about the strafoli. I didn't like it, but always wanted it to be there. In 8th grade, my teacher told us Italian was pronounced with it at the beginning, not long. Because you visit Italy with an it at the beginning, not the long I sound. She was right. Sandra, girl, I don't know what you're talking about, Diva. I have no idea what you're talking about. This was a hard watch as a POC. Tell me more, Rim Job Shark. Polish divas coming out strong in the chat. I see you, divas. Yeah, I mean, let me also just be clear. I know the one language that I know, which is the English language, and I am not a master of it. And you know, I see a world, I do see a world where like there could be some people who are like, Zach, you've made fun of Amber Lynn for not saying things right. Listen, as long as I know, again, as long as I know what you're trying to say, it's fine. It really is. I don't think I'm better or worse than anybody because of what I do or do not know in terms of like pronunciation of words or things like that. But I certainly at least should be able to understand, right? And also like my worldview is that other people might have different understandings of language than I do. So I don't know. Also, Rimjob Shark, I was being genuine about the question. I don't know. I'm sorry if I missed your response to me. 50 Shades of a White Woman Wanting to Be Oppressed. Oh, I could see how that is probably, if, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Rimjob Sharp, but that 100%, I think, is par for the course with that, yes. It very much is giving, like, I'm so quirky and different, how dare people like not respect my culture, blah 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 blah. So anyways, Kiera is a POC, person of gabagool. I don't even know how to say the word properly. So yeah, I don't know. Fascinating video. I do love that we took the time to do it, because also, honestly, truly, I do think it's like there are probably like larger conversations to be had about language, and you know, I think that that's the thing about language, regardless of if it's Italian, English, Spanish, whatever it might be, is that all language eventually evolves with like the culture and the people who use it, because like our lives change, our needs change, and things like that. And to that extent, like I do think that there's probably something special about the way that her family communicates with each other, you know? I just wish it wasn't like y'all are saying it wrong and inconveniencing me. And to be fair, those people probably don't need to be coming in and correcting her on how to say euro. As well, you know, but here we are. This would have been fun if it had been, here's how I pronounce things because of my culture, and the memories of Christmas were so lovely. Were also lovely. Yeah. Language is just sounds we use to get ideas across, and it's changing at an astronomical rate, because how can I say some shit like, I'm low-genuinely cooked and unk, and people know what I mean. Well, girl, I don't know if I know what you mean, but there are people that do. There are people that do. I think the other thing to keep in mind, like, I can't remember if we've talked about this or not, but, like, I think it's also very much like the other thing to keep in mind about all immigrants to, well, I don't want to speak for all, but a lot of immigrants to this country, is that like, you're often like encouraged to assimilate. So, for instance, like on my mom's side of the family, my grandma could speak German, but like almost never did. and like her parents could speak it fluently, but then like my grandma didn't teach any of her kids how to speak German because it was all about like we're assimilating into American culture. And you know, like I want to speak for my ex, but like my ex is a child of immigrants and like also shared similar stories about how like he was not encouraged to learn the language that his parents grew up speaking and things like that. And so, you know, I think that that's like also another part of the conversation. And like, again, to that extent, then like, yes, I do think it's like important to, you know, hold these values close to you and these things close to you. I just don't know that like this video did what Kiera thought it did. Are we still recording? We are, yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know, just things to think about. I think those are all important conversations and stuff to consider. My German great aunt came back from kindergarten when they immigrated because she was called a Nazi. Today, too long didn't read. No language is objectively correct. Literally, who even cares? We're cooked and And on that note, my tea. And that's where we're gonna leave it, YouTubies. Bye, YouTubies. Subscribe.